potential targets onto Geek Fam. You have Bane, who could minimize, so it could actually work well. So if you're EVOS, your goal is to go very aggressive. And against Geek Fam, could favor Geek Fam. So Fam banning the Terrorblade is actually very intelligent, because Juggernaut against TB in a really late game, Juggernaut might not be able to survive against TB, because without the Omni Slash, even with the Blade Fury, protect him. Critical strike, and then you have to deal with the coup de grace as well. So it's like two things that could really nerf you out. And don't forget, not Tidebringer, but the boat will certainly make sure that your physical damage is not going to reach at its absolute peak if you're Geek Fam. Okay, so let's introduce the players. Geek Fam are going to represent the Radiant with Zephyr as your Nyx Assassin, Scamberlu as your Beastmaster, Rishi as your Razor. So it's like, and that would two things that can really nerf you out. And don't forget, Tidebringer, not Tidebringer, but the boat. And on the side of EVOS, you got Whitemon as Bane, Avil as Sand King, Vlasiu as Leshrac, Facehugger as Kunkka, and Wonderkid, aka In Your Dream, as your Phantom Assassin. So this carry matchup is going to be interesting. Raven being one of the most popular core carries in Southeast Asia, going up against the up-and-coming In Your Dream. Tidebringer, not Tidebringer, and Phantom Assassin, they rely on the side of EVOS, you got Whitemon as Bane, Avil as Sand King, Vlasiu as Leshrac, Desolator to wreak damage. Actually, PA has the upper hand over Juggernaut in like helping in team fights early, because once he gets Desolator, he could just dagger out and then jump in. Although he certainly needs his BKB after, but compared to Juggernaut, where Juggernaut has to just farm first, like he could go for Bane, Avil as Sand King, Vlasiu as Leshrac, Desolator to wreak damage. Actually, PA has the upper hand over Juggernaut in like helping in team fights early, because once he gets Desolator, he could just dagger out and then jump in. Although he certainly needs his BKB after, but compared to Juggernaut, where Juggernaut has to just farm first. Like, he could go for Bane, Avail is Sand King, Velocity is Leshrac, Desolator, direct damage. Actually, PA has the upper hand over Juggernaut in like helping in team fights early, because once he gets Desolator, he could just dagger out and then jump in. Although he certainly needs his BKB after, but compared to Juggernaut, where Juggernaut has to just farm first. Like, he could go for Bane, Avail is Sand King, Velocity is Leshrac, Desolator, direct damage. Actually, PA has the upper hand over Juggernaut in like helping in team fights early, because once he gets Desolator, he could just dagger out and then jump in. Although he certainly needs his BKB after, but compared to Juggernaut, where Juggernaut has to just farm first. Like, he could go for Bane, Avail is Sand King, Velocity is Leshrac, Desolator, direct damage. Actually, PA has the upper hand over Juggernaut in like helping in team fights early, because once he gets Desolator, he could just dagger out and then jump in. Although he certainly needs his BKB after, but compared to Juggernaut, where Juggernaut has to just farm first. Like, he could go for Bane, Avail is Sand King, Velocity is Leshrac, Desolator, direct damage. PA has the upper hand over Juggernaut in like helping in team fights early, because once he gets Desolator, he could just dagger out and then jump in. Although he certainly needs his BKB after, but compared to Juggernaut, where Juggernaut has to just farm first. Like, he could go for more with the Winter Shadow Shaman that actually that option as well. Kid has to watch out for the spike characters. And here's the thing, Wonder Kid has some options for escape in case things go really bad. He's got the blur and the blink out. Oh dear, that's what you have to watch out for. If you're EVOS, just make sure that the spike carapace does not do any damage at all. So Wonder Kid's gonna be really devastating in the laning phase when he reaches when his coup de grace is already available. Alright, just make sure he doesn't coup de grace Zephyr, who's already on a spike carapace, which the odds of that happening will be very minimal. And just look at it. I mean, Whitemon's doing his job. Bane is actually not really used a lot nowadays, but so far he could be still effective. Like a simple Brain Sap and a Nightmare could be an initiation for Wonder Kid. Obviously, you gotta watch out for Nyx Assassin. Now, speaking of the other laning phase, so Raven is currently 20-1. His matchup at 15-1 Avail. The Wyvern is and Plagueheart's actually making sure that Raven doesn't really overextend a lot, because he's so susceptible once he's near EVOS' tower, given the fact that Leshrac and Sand King would completely burst him out. Alright, so Facehugger trying to stack up some creep waves just at his favor. It's actually a very intelligent plan, just so he could further amplify his levels, and he could further utilize his Tidebringer at its highest peak. As you see, Whitemon and Zephyr exchanging blows here on this section of the map. There's the Nightmare popped onto Zephyr. Whitemon's got two. Okay, now the Brain Sap is available. If you could actually time it without Zephyr going for the spike carapace, then you're good to go. So all in favor of Geek fam in terms of like last hits in the nice. If that translates to net worth, then yes, it goes. Mushi doing a pretty good job as he hunts down Avail. Yep, that will be a good start. Look at this. Mushi is #1 in net worth. This is a different Geek fam play. This is the first time I've seen Mushi actually win a mid lane, and hopefully he could remain consistent with it, as Vlasiu is going to get caught. But, of course, Raven was able to secure 1 bounty. Geek fam secure actually 2 bounties. The stun misses, so that's 3 bounties, 4 bounties by Geek fam. A really good start. Now the shrine has been popped out. Mushi is now rotating, given the fact that his overall net worth at 2,800 compared to Facehugger at 1,700. So Mushi's just completely outpacing Facehugger. The Tidebringer doesn't really seem to affect him at all. And of course the damage reduction from Static Link is so important as Zephyr. Okay, boys. Zephyr, okay, he's got the double damage rune, really thinking about giving it to his teammate. But so far he has to capitalize on this advantage. Now, Whitemon, he will certainly know that. So EVOS are aware. EVOS are aware of the rotations from Geek Fam, and Geek Fam are likewise trying to find a way to make sure that EVOS is not going to get some space. As you can see, Whitemon tries to run away, goes to Nightmare. Whitemon very low in HP. Can he track off? Can he survive? No, even with the high ground advantage on Whitemon, Play Hard still gets the upper hand. And Facehugger's Torrent wasn't really that enough to save him. The timing was a bit off. And there's a Buddha Strike onto Raven. Raven in a lot of trouble. He's already level 6. Can he actually survive through this? You got Play Hard trying to protect through Raven. Raven has no mana to go for the Omnislash. Just goes for the Blade Fury instead, but he doesn't know. There's another potent threat. Facehugger. Oh, X marks the spot on to Play Hard though. There goes the Torrent. Avail goes for the Portal Strike. And here comes Raven. I don't think Raven's gonna brave his way through this, or maybe not, because Mushi is coming. Here comes the boat! Just to provide the escape mechanism needed on the side of EVOS. But so far, the escape mechanism did not really work out 100%, as they did lose a casualty, as Avail, on the other hand, gets caught there by the Static Link onto the Eye of the Storm. He does have the Sandstorm to keep himself safe, but can he actually live through this? He doesn't have metal. Oh, look at the damage by Mushi. One more hit, and there it goes. Mushi is completely obliterating his opponent so far. This is a different Mushi. This is like Mushi going back in time. And it's really helping Geek Fam, and this could be this momentum swing that they desperately need. Gemberlu trying to kill onto Vlasiu. Now Zephyr finds going to go into Wonder Kid in your dream. Okay. Instead he lives on, as Zephyr is going to get hunted down by Facehugger and the rest of the crew. Mushi going back in time. Target now. He doesn't have the levels as he dodges through the Impale, but Whitemon comes in to the rescue. There's the Nightmare. Is he going to sap him out? Torrent misses. The timing was a bit off, but Zephyr lives on. That's very important. Facehugger trying to force his way. Oh, but look at this though. Impale popped into Facehugger. Wonder Kid low in HP. The harassment of this Wyvern just stomping off this Wonder Kid as Whitemon tries to run away. Ooh, nice contradictory spell with the Spike Carapace. But Mushi is already harassed. This is a different Mushi now. This is not Mushi as a space creator. This is Mushi as the aggressive mid laner. Oh, and Whitemon is just forced to hide away to the trees. Can he actually shrug off Mushi? And there he goes. He does shrug off Mushi, and we switch the attentions to the mid lane. Vlasiu misses with the stun, and now Zephyr is certainly going on the offensive. He sees Facehugger. They could actually go onto Facehugger. He does have the boat. Torrent spots off Zephyr. And Facehugger is just going to leave Zephyr. Yeah, not a good start for EVOS. Really not a good start. Mushi is racking up his levels, and his Static Link is going to shut down this Phantom Assassin. Like, even if you have your coup de grace, I guess the critical strikes will certainly be hard to acquire, as Whitemon is going to get killed by Mushi. And EVOS, they don't know what to do. Facehugger needs to farm in this game. Wonder Kid needs to farm in this game. They also need to get kills as well. And it's looking like Geek Fam has already systematically outsmarted EVOS. Like, the mid lane domination was so important. And then the fact that you're able to get the tier 1 tower, just to make sure that Wonder Kid and Facehugger won't have some momentum swinging at their favor. It's really looking rough. And to make things really good, Raven is just racking up his farm rate. Yeah, just look at Raven, currently second, unscathed, untouched at all. And EVOS are just forced to watch Raven enjoy this bottom lane. Now Wonder Kid trying to find a space to farm. He's actually struggling to even get a power set threads. Compared to Raven, who's already has his face boots, and he could actually get his drum of endurance ASAP.
I can juggernaut.
There you go. He's even capitalizing on these creep waves, and he's even getting the jungle creeps. So there's a lot of issues on EVOS, other than the fact that once these two need to farm heavily, they still got to deal with Raven. And Mushi is just constantly tearing them apart. And I guess it's time for Mushi to go mid, or he tried to look for different targets, which I think he could do. And now if Play Hard gets Winter's Curse, then it could be a nightmare. Your Phantom Assassin is not going to like that Winter's Curse. Because of course, if a Winter's Curse is popped out, then PA is going to kill one of his teammates. And Facehugger likewise could do the same as well. So your right-click heroes are going to be doing some excruciating punishment on themselves. EVOS are going for the smoke play, but to no avail. So it's a waste of resources. Geek Fam, on the other hand, also going for the smoke play. As you see here, Whitemon being slaughtered by this rotation by Geek Fam. Like Mushi just came out of nowhere.
It's under attack.
Okay, here comes the map control. Zephyr, is he gonna go uphill? He did pop out his Vendetta. But of course, even if he has his Vendetta, remember, Skemberlu could just blink in if he wants to. Oh, that's a nice impale there by Zephyr. Onto Avil. Okay, he tries to run away, but he gets caught there by Skemberlu. And Avil, he does well protected, but Skemberlu on the other hand may not be lucky though. The critical strike from Wonder Kid. Yep, Wonder Kid doing a good job. Geek Fam losing too. They could lose some more. Look at that though. Oh, there. But in return, EVOS get 3 kills. And Raven is the only survivor, the only beneficiary. Mushi's gonna sacrifice his life. If he goes down, that would have been big. 4 dead on the side of Geek Fam. Skemberlu tries to go for the roar. A beautiful setup. However, Wonder Kid through the back lines, just harassing. Got the Kunkka, just mitigating damages with the bow. All he needs to do is just throw a dagger. And Raven was trying to go and assault EVOS with the front lines. Actually, Raven was distracted. So because of the distraction on Raven, there was no way that Geek Fam could actually get the response that they have to. Because Raven is like a very important piece for them to deal damage. And you can see Geek Fam is just really pushed to the brink. Skemberlu has to go back to what he normally does best. He has to help in the laning phase of Geek Fam. They gotta push these towers. Now Vlasiu is gonna get caught by Zephyr. Look at this. There's the Vendetta. There's the Impale. Now Vlasiu gets caught. Vlasiu is so important indeed. As you can see, Zephyr already popped the Spike Carapace, forced to back away. But the Fiend's Greed catches onto Zephyr. And the stop by Vlasiu maximizes on. Gets a murderous skilling spree onto Zephyr. And here's the other thing that they have to consider as well. So, Geek Fam likewise lost that team fight because, you know, Vlasiu has got so much space to pop out that Diabolic Edict. So, every member from Geek Fam is completely lost from the magical barrage and the physical barrage that Wonder Kid and Vlasiu could impose respectively. And now Whitemon, I thought he was going to provide some intel for this team, and they do have some scouting reports. Oh, Border Strike by Avil onto Play Hard. There's a torrent onto Play Hard. As Play Hard gets slaughtered, again, EVOS with these pickoffs. This is a good momentum swing. I mean, they're still behind in terms of overall net worth. Pickoff kills are important. You want to make sure that Wonder Kid is going to slowly get online. Or that Facehugger could do. And this is not looking good for the side. As you can see here, Zephyr trying to run away. but Vlasiu's Diabolic Edict is just shutting him out of this game. So, EVOS are currently going to make some slow progress. And this Juggernaut is trying his best to... Raven is trying his best, actually, to make a significant impact in this game. And so far, the individual pickoffs by EVOS are just really hurting Geek Fam's chances. And if you're Raven, you gotta watch out. Because if you die, then there's a huge chance that EVOS could actually, you know, get something.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Raven has to TP out from here, which I think he will do. Oh, that's a nice portal strike. Oh, there's the torrent onto the boat as Raven is dead. No Raven. X marks the spot onto Scamberloo. That's going to be big. I mean, the rotations by EVOS are looking pretty good. So here's the thing. They're going to rely a lot on Muji to just constantly farm the other lanes. Your Geek Fam. A Yule Scepter onto Razor is very important. So at least you can have something to dodge the boat. Now Wonder Kid, on the other hand, he's going to go for his Desolator. And I wouldn't be surprised if he could get it within like 19 minutes. And I feel like he could. Zephyr might hold that progress. And I'm not sure if In Your Dream is aware of Zephyr's rotational antics. I mean, 1,200 for this Phantom Assassin to get a Desolator. Yeah, Raven might really struggle if that Desolator pops out. Like Stifling Dagger onto Raven. Remember, Raven's a very squishy hero. Not a strength-based hero. I mean, sure, you got your drum for additional resistance, but I guess that wouldn't be enough. Alright, Zephyr going for the Vendetta play. Facehugger going for the Shadow Blade play. And now Raven. Raven gets caught again. They should need one more Borrow Strike. Oh, feed grip onto Raven though. Scamberloo goes for the roar. Failed his teammate survived though. Here comes the Borrow Strike by Avil. Here comes the pull onto the X-Mart. It actually lands onto Scamberloo. Here comes Raven on the counter-attack. Muji coming in to help his teammate. On his flash pops out. Forces the retreat onto EVOS. And just look at this. Raven does not get the kill. However, he might get a catch onto Whitemon. Whitemon tries to escape. Cannot escape indeed. Now Muji. Here he comes though. Facehugger gonna suffer the consequences. Look at the range though. Facehugger, one more hit. Winter's Curse popped up the Facehugger. He's about to go down. And yes, he does go down. On the other hand, no chance at all for him to live on as Muji with the backup. And Raven with the proper baits as well, providing space for Geek Fam to go for the counterplay. And remember, Wonder Kid was just got his Desolator, so he cannot just instantly engage in that team fight. And even if he does, there's always a Winter Wyvern that's gonna ruin his day. Now Zephyr with the Vendetta rune. Okay, it's not gonna force anything. I mean, they're Desolate. I guess he knows that Wonder Kid already has his Desolator. And that's going to be a very difficult spot. Now that Wonder Kid could potentially snowball his way to victory. But the Hawk is giving them vision as well. So it's really difficult for EVOS to get the right response, especially when you have Scamberloo giving the entire squad of Geek Fam the necessary vision. And so far, Scam is just really hurting the chances of EVOS of surviving because Geek Fam could just rotate anytime. Like, even if you have your escape mechanisms via Blur and Shadow Blade, the thing is, Geek Fam has their answers. And if this Omnislash goes online, and look at that, this is what the Hawk is capable of doing. There's a Wonder Kid, Impale, there's a torch to make sure that Wonder Kid lives on as he blinks out to safety, goes for the Blur. Here comes the boat. It does not load, lands on to 3, but still they get the big target though. Evil's aiming for the counterattack, but the Winter's Curse is popped onto Vlasiu. And that's going to hold down. That's a nice 3-man impale there by Zephyr. Getting caught there by the Torrent. Abel's losing 3. And they could lose more as Muji getting caught there by the feed screen. As Facehugger going to provide that right click damage. But Muji well protected there by Play Hard with the Cold Embrace. X marks the spot and there's a stun onto Muji. Here comes the Blade Fury. Here comes the Blade Fury onto Vlasiu though. And the Epicenter by Avil goes for the Borrow Strike. Here comes a Raven with the Omni Slashes though. Does not go for the finishing blow. Turn to sleep. X marks the spot though, but Play Hard is going to suffer as well. as he was caught trying to protect his life in favor of Raven. Raven decides to blade free away just to make sure that the X does not catch off to him. So a really good start by Geek Fam, but a really good defensive stance by EVOS. They went near the tier 1, tier 3 tower, got the additional armor that they needed, and then, of course, they always had the right setup. That's a nice 3-man boat to mitigate any right-click damage on the side of Geek Fam. And then add the fact that you had Whitemon, who's just actually stopping Geek Fam's retreat. That's pretty good. It's actually very good. Now EVO's going for the smoke play. They gotta catch on to Raven. That will be so important because Wonder Kid and Facehugger, they're slowly clawing their way. Initially, Scam was like dominating in terms of net worth together with Raven and Mushi. I mean, Mushi has a Sanjin Yash. Raven is going to get a Sanjin Yash as well, so they're not going to be easy targets for Kunkka or anyone on the side of EVOS. The Wonder Kid for his BKB next, he desperately needs that. Against the... He has to have that item. But Zephyr with the Vendetta play. Instead of getting for more targets, providing vision for Mushi to just constantly run away. Now Facehugger's items is going to go for a halberd. Yeah, well, he does need a halberd. He needs a disarmament to the opposition. Like, it's possible that Geek Fam could actually go for those BKBs. Given the fact that Leshrac is just a constant nuisance in front of them. Yeah, that's a smoke play though. Now Zephyr goes for Vendetta just to make sure.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Now the Hawk is actually providing the vision. However, look at this, Raven getting caught. These are very horrendous mistakes here by Geek Fam. You don't like Raven to constantly be the target practice for EVOS. Oh, look at the damage of the Desolator as Wonder Kid. Oh no, he's going to be smoking aces in front of Geek Fam's lineup. And they could go for more. Scamberloo with a lot of trouble. Look at the dagger. Watch out for the dagger. That's going to make Wonder Kid a sniper that you cannot catch. And that could allow him to go for his BKB ASAP. Now Zephyr, he has nowhere else to go. He has to run away from this. Just look at how much HP is this tower absorbing. Of course, you got the lifesteal as included. So Wonder Kid actually went for the 15% lifesteal. Oh, however, Avil getting caught there by the Spy Carapace. Can he run away? He blinks out to safety. It's a very good response by EVOS, just making sure that they get their objectives, which they have yet to acquire. I mean, they're able to get the tier 1 tower at pot, but they still do need some more. And they have to wait for Wonder Kid to totally burst into the scene. Getting that BKB will help. Getting that Abyssal will certainly help as well. Now Geek Fam, they have to be frightened with the presence of this Phantom Assassin. So the fam are just going to get through this Roche Pit. Any blink play other than Phantom Assassin. You got Avil who could go for it, but they have to time Roshan's HP. They don't have the vision EVOS. They could actually snatch it away. Can this be the epic moment for EVOS to do something in front of Geek Fam? Zephyr, however, gets caught. X marks the spot. Here comes the bolt. Here comes the... Oh, there goes the bolt onto Zephyr as Wonder Kid jumps in, though. Now Zephyr bites back. And there you go. Geek Fam secured the Aegis. Winter's Curse popped out. The Roar and the Winter's Curse. Not a good combo. As Avil now has so much space. There goes the Portal Strike. Scamberloo chasing onto Avil. On his flash onto Avil. Avil goes down. Now Geek Fam could look for more. However, this is not a good spot for Mushi as he's surrounded. But the nice save there by the Winter Wyvern. 2-man Portal Strike. And here comes Wonder Kid. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He needs to get a kill to Scamberloo as Whitemon tries to heal himself. Goes for the Brain Sap. And he gets a silence onto Raven. Raven really chasing onto Whiteman. X marks the spot though.
Is under attack.
Oh, it's actually a very good exchange indeed. I mean, if you're Geek fam, you lose 2, and you have to force the buyback on the Nyx Assassin. But if you're EVOS, you lose 1. That's pretty decent. Now, except for he does not like to encounter this. Avil really stalking under his way. Borrow strike. Avil is actually caught. Oh, look at that. Avil getting the kill, courtesy of the Sandstorm. Yep, they're just really... Wonder Kid is now going to be online. This is going to be a game for In Your Dreams. Oh, look at that. And if you're a Geek fam, you have the Aegis, which is pretty good. But as much as possible, you want to stall things down a bit. I mean, so far, Mushi is looking like an easy target for EVOS. You may have the high sustain, but with this Phantom Assassin on a Desolator, it might not be enough to sustain that you impose. And they get the tier 2 tower, Geek fam. To make matters worse, Wonder Kid already has his BKB. And Halberd onto Facehugger, so EVOS, they may not have a really good early game. So far they have recovered really well. Like it may be like in favor in terms of net worth for Raven, as Dota Plus would argue that a 65% chance of win rate by Geek fam. Initially it was like a whooping 80%, but EVOS have just made the proper responses. And Wonder Kid is certainly going to enjoy this farm rate that he's receiving. Yeah, he has to get that basher. Except for is looking very vulnerable. So EVOS have predicted his movements. Because with the prediction of his movements, Wonder Kid has got so much leeway to just constantly move around his own and just get the necessary farm. Yeah, but so far he's enjoying his day. He's enjoying this Desolator build. I mean, if he was struggling in like farming, as in not just struggling a little bit, but struggling in a more monumental way, Wonder Kid might be forced to go for a Battle Fury. You don't normally see a lot to Phantom Assassin nowadays, but so far he's actually farming steadily, and he was able to have the space needed to go for a Desolator, which is why he's actually steamrolling his momentum. So far the 2 Sentry Wards have been revealed. EVOS are just going back to where they started. Back to the farming phase they go. Scamberlu needs the right target to jump in. He's got the Crimson Guard. Oh, there's a nice 2-man Burrow Strut, and Wonder Kid jumping forward. He's got the BKB. Now he's going to attack further forward. Mushi with the BKB. Forcing Wonder Kid to retreat as well. But the feed creep though, onto Mushi. He's going to stall things down. Blossy trying to create space. Play hard, goes for the Winter's Curse. Whitemon, can he do something though? Whitemon's going to sacrifice his life, whereas Wonder Kid tries to go for the dagger play. But the chase down to Blasio. Blasio gets killed. Okay, remember, Raven's got the Aegis of the Immortal. Mushi wrecking havoc. I mean, if you look at it, you got the static link. You're certainly going to run away if you're Wonder Kid. And Facehugger could not even do anything there. That was a great setup by EVOS with the Burrow Strike. It's just that, Mushi's presence was just enough to change the scope of the game. And there we go, Avil with the Epicenter combo. That's the torn pop down onto Mushi. Here comes Blossy, doing a lot of magical damage though, but sustained there from playing hard. Through the backlines, really doing a lot. Now Raven getting slaughtered there. Now round number 2 of this boxing match is going to be set. There's Raven back in the game, getting slowed down by Blossy. The stun misses though. Look at this, In Your Dream harassing through Scamberlu, and the damage has been so phenomenal. Wonder Kid, in the skin of his teeth, just manages to survive. He has to get back to his base to regenerate his HP.
Tower is under attack.
But Raven is actually being scary because he's got his Mjolnir. And that could be really good. That could slow down the Phantom Assassin. If he gets like a Mjolnir and maybe a Monkey King bar, which I think he's trying to build, then Wonder Kid's gonna be in a lot of trouble. Look at that though. As Blossy is getting caught there by Xepher. And except for Blossy, can he actually win that fight? Yes, he did. He had the help of these golems. Burrow Strikers popped out there on to play hard. Raven gets the final blow onto Vlasiu, very low in HP. Of course, those golems really helping Vlasiu get something out of Zephyr. Alright, so Wonder Kid. I'm not sure if he's going for Abyssal or Monkey King Bar in this game, but I feel like an Abyssal would be a much more better option, just to make sure that Raven's chances of escaping is going to be mitigated. Geek fam going for the smoke play. Winter's Curse is all set. Use the right target of Winter's Curse, they could actually consider that option. Of course, getting the Bane out would be good. Getting the Sand King out would be good, because those are potential countermeasures for your lineup. And here they go, Geek fam. Raven is knocking through this doorstep. The drawbridge, will it open up? Will the floodgates be open? Avil is just going to position himself. Raven is going to push through though. There's the tier 3 tower under siege. EPICENTER. Finds the right target. This time it's Mushi, but he's got the BKB to protect himself. And the Bota's missed, but Avil getting caught. Can he run away? Look at this. Raven just trying to attack this tower alone. He doesn't need to go forward. All he needs is to destroy the objectives. Got the Mjolnir. He's gonna get the additional attack speed needed. And EVOS trying to go for the bait plan, getting Avil on the X marks the spot, which didn't really work out, as Geek fam have read through the game plan. And here you go, EVOS. Your comeback is looking a bit bleak now that Raven is slowly getting online. Well, he's actually online all throughout the game, but with that Mjolnir, the chances of a comeback might not be plausible. The only thing that they could hope for is Geek fam making a major catastrophe. I mean, here's the thing, Juggernaut, oh my, he's really going for a Monkey King bar. Things are not looking pretty good here on the side of Geek fam. Yeah, he's really going to go for a Monkey King bar. And now, let's see, Zephyr's overall impact has been a bit felt. Avil actually going for the Sandstorm's assaults, but of course, when you have Zephyr with that spike carapace, might not be enough. Okay, so Wonder Kid's going for the Abyssal. Raven's going for the Monkey King bar, although he switched it up to a butterfly. And here comes EVOS. They might go for a smoke play.
Top shrine has fallen.
Alright, and they just decide to back away the fight yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Dire's top tower.
Scamberloo gonna push through. He has the vision for his team. Pipe of Insight available for Scamberloo. Now the Hawk providing the intel for the side of Geek fam. Now Vlasiu is already being the first target on Geek fam's side. Okay, so Geek fam going for a more conservative approach. They're not yet going for the tier 3 push yet. So you have to concern yourself if Wonder Kid could actually pull the strings if they don't know how to close the game. But instead, they are going to go for the Roshan. And EVOS are aware of it. They are aware that Roshan's going to get under assaulted. They are going to position themselves. Zephyr providing being the bait. Oh, there's the Impale. They got the Aegis of the Immortal. Look at this though, the final clash. Will it happen though? The bolt lands onto Zephyr, but Raven is just attacking through Avil. No counterplay option. And look at this, Aurora has been popped out on. Oh, this is big. It's actually in your dream. Aurora onto in your dream. In your dream. Forced to run away. Forced to go for a defensive BKB. And he has to run away. Can he blink out? Yes, he does blink out. Avil, he already bought himself back. Oh, that could have been a much more disastrous blunder. Vlasiu was just easily caught there by EVOS. Easily caught. And of course, with his overall presence revealed, Geek fam was like, okay, now we're able to get the Aegis that fast. There we go, an easy target for us to latch. I mean, that's a really good impale by that Nyx assassin. if you're EVOS, you gotta be careful next time. Like the position of that Nyx is so important, because otherwise EVOS would have the breathing space to just blink in and then snatch the Aegis if possible. And so far, this Razor with the Black King Bard and Lotus Orb, he's not gonna be an easy opponent to deal with. Facehugger though. Okay. You can see Raven just going to right click through the range racks, gets it out. Melee racks next. A slow down onto Raven. They're really gonna unleash everything onto Raven. There's a stun. But here comes Uphill with the Burrow Strike. Raven is the primary target, but he does go down indeed. Now here comes round 2. Remember, he still got the Omni Slash. Decides to run away. Does Wonder Kid have that basher? Yes, he does have that basher. Which is why Raven was just like slowed down on that push. So no Aegis of the Immortal, and Geek Fam has to be cautious. Because if Geek Fam is not cautious, then Wonder Kid's just gonna keep on spamming that basher. So the Lotus Orb really doing a lot of damage. Look at it, Uphill with the Burrow Strike. Scam trying to go for the right roar. Raven disarmed. Forced to back away. It's a really tactical game for either squad. Who gets the push, who gets the retreat. Tug of war, no doubt. Turret does miss. And Raven is just going to push through, getting through the set of racks. Burrow Strike by Uphill, however, misses. Aim for the wrong target. Of course, that Blade Fury is indeed good dodge for that Burrow Strike. And so far, they get the first objective. Now, Geek Fam are going to set their sights to the next objective. Oh, look at this. Zephyr, however, spots onto Wonder Kid. Wonder Kid cannot really reveal himself that often, because otherwise, Geek Fam is just going to capitalize on this mistake, and they could. He has to get his farm up. He has to get that Abyssal just to make sure it doesn't go bonkers on him. So far, the vision by Geek Fam is actually doing well. EVOS potentially responded well. Invisibility. Not really that enough. They have a lot of things to consider for them to make this comeback possible. Remember, EVOS is life is on the Geek Fam. EVOS are both dying for a spot in the playoff rounds. Now Raven is just going to push through Uphill, going for the Blinking onto the Burrow Strike. It's a do or die situation. Geek Fam needs to get this to keep their playoff rounds alive. EVOS needs to defend it to keep their playoff alive. And I wouldn't be surprised if this game actually latches on to 50 minutes, even though Geek Fam has just pushed through almost all the objectives. They have to give Wonder Kid the farm space. They have to give Facehugger the farm space. I wonder what Facehugger has. He's got Assault Cuirass. Okay. He's gonna go get Daedalus, which he does definitely need to wreck apart though. Will this be the final stand for EVOS? Oh, Tide. Oh, look at that. Tidebringer getting caught there by the Spy Carapace as Avil tries to go for the Burrow Strike play. Didn't really land to any target. So, Geek Fam? EVOS? Alright, game of Drawbridge has been set. Remember, Zephyr has that Spy Carapace. Oh, look at that though. Wonder Kid trying to assault to Raven. Geek Fam going on the retreat. Anything could happen here on the top lane. Avil is just actually going to position himself to go for the right Burrow Strike. And look at this, EVOS. Of course, they have the 16k gold lead in favor of Geek Fam. 25k net worth for this Juggernaut. 20k net worth for this Razor. Like, Moog and Raven have finally been on point. This has been like their issue since their days in Fnatic. And so far, I mean, the members of Geek Fam pretty smooth so far in this game. Smooth yet calculated. That's the right term. And I'm curious what white one item is, right? Kabuchi's? Yeah, he's got the Lotus already, but Nick's Assassin's got the Spirit Vessel. Oh, Juggernaut has that Butterfly. Alright, so you got your Crimson and your Pyre for Scamberloo. That's really gonna hurt. Then you got Glimmer Cape for additional protection. EVOS gotta watch out here. Burrowstrong onto Raven. Here comes the boat. Latches onto Raven, but he's got the Blade Fury to run away with ease. And got Zephyr with the Spike Carapace. Avil, however, blinks in. Dagger does not really seem to affect. Oh, there's a nice. Okay, look at that. Worm Strike and a stun. Here comes the final play, though. Avil, however, caught up No Man's Island. Omni Flash is popped out. It's going to be the final play for EVOS, though. They did lose Avil. Now they can do some more. Winter's Curse there on the white spot. This is not a good spot for EVOS. On this lash. And on this lash, indeed. On this lash. That's a work of beauty there by Raven. He was waiting for the Omni Flash on the right move. Wonder Kid tries to run away, except for goes to the Spike Carapace. Wonder Kid, can you run away? Nope, he does not run away. Buybacks have been set. The last line of defense for EVOS is already there. Can Wonder Kid and the rest of the crew do something to it? I mean, if you look at it, Juggernaut's rocket damage is just so high. I mean, actually, it's so bonkers now. As Wonder Kid is just forced to run away. Facehugger already being caught by that Spirit Vessel. He has being slowed down by the horse of Scamper. And he goes down. Now he goes for the buyback as well. They're really desperate. They're really desperate if you're EVOS. Can this desperation attempt lead to any dividends whatsoever? They're not even typing up GG. The Mega Creeps, not yet the Mega Creeps. They have to get this melee rack though. Oh, there's a jump in there by Montemucci. But he gets caught there by the Impale. There's a Yule Scepter to keep him alive. Blink out to 60. Facehugger getting caught by a roar. And he gets slowed down there by that Spirit Vessel. And yes, Raven with the finishing touches though. EVOS are just forced to back away. And the other members of Geek are just going, oh, look at this. Wonder Kid getting caught sleeping in there. Winter's Curse popped out. It's GG has been called by EVOS and Geek Fam. Finally, with their momentum swinging at their favor, they're currently in the race in the playoff spots. But of course,